to make that face.
You don't have to make that face.
What face?
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome, you guys.
Look at that. To another
exciting episode of Feel It Real Fun on the 26th of August. Oh, for you, on the 26th of August, 2022.
Yeah, let's share in some of them groups. What the hell?
The year's nearly over. I'm still not getting it right.
Anyway.
Hey,
You know what's really cool?
What?
The year's not over, and you're still not getting it right.
What? Say that again. The year's what?
Not over, and you're still not getting it right.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. All right, look at this. Triple D
Hello,
people.
hello,
Gaza,
Brian.
and
Hello.
Jesse.
Oh
Oh my
too.
God.
I missed it.
Oh
Sorry.
my. Oh my God.
So it's your manifesting questions answered live. Urgent help needed.
Urgent. Triple D Joe
Hello,
Weldon.
Joe.
Also remarkable, Joe Weldon.
And still a gin.
Also,
Hiya.
Joe Weldon. All right. Hey, tell us where you know us from. Tell us how we know you, like what you've done and all that
our
shit.
stuff.
Yeah, I just want to see it. I'm seeing that. Like
20
when people
loves
type
that.
in all
It's
those
like,
things.
oh, look
it
at
like
all those
strokes
things
my
that-
ego.
Exactly.
You know, they say size matters, and I got a big one.
He does.
Tighter.
Ego, that is.
Yeah, pretty much. That's about it.
Yes.
That's right.
Hello, Astria. I don't know you.
Well, we know Astra.
You do.
Yes,
I don't.
you do.
I do.
You don't know you do.
Alan Dark
All right.
Mockeray.
Darkery. Music and passion.
Okay, so go to
always the fashion.
easymanifestingmethods.com.
I love when people get upset because we have fun. You two have too much fun. You
I
should be
know.
serious about manifesting.
That's how Joe knows you from Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook.
That's right.
Music and passion. We're always the fashion.
Join our 90-day adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
It's a do it now.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Now.
Do it now.
Oh, yeah, Alessandra.
Gaza,
And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
And don't play hard to get.
Yes.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You know why?
Because 20. Yeah, it just wants you to be
I get
easy.
obsessive about things. Today, I'm going to tell you about my magical act. Seriously, I am just honestly having so much fun. Sachi. All right, Victoria, let's dive in.
Okay.
No dicking around, because
No
today
dicking
we're
around.
having,
Falafel.
well, you're having
Falafel
You're
kebab
having
for me.
falafel.
You're having lamb kebab,
I'm
no
having
doubt.
flesh kebab.
Yes. Are you going to have the breakfast kebab with the egg?
Oh, the big
whole
one. A
works?
big one. Make mine a big one.
No. They're ridiculously big.
Oh, they put in eggs and bacon. And when they know it's me, they make it extra big.
They do.
They
So
love
you
me.
can't
They
close
really
it.
do.
It's
They
just
love
like-
me. They really do. I love them too.
Yeah, all right.
All right. So,
First question today is from Cam on Facebook.
all right.
Only revise self.
Oh my God. Look at Jesse. He typed all that shit in. Did you do that with your fingers?
Oh, good
Like,
on
seriously.
you, Jesse.
I know. I suspect
So
Jesse's
what
on a.
happened? No.
I suspect Jesse's on a mobile phone. Yeah, your thumbs, man. I got to tell you. Beauty.
All right, sorry. So Cam on Facebook, only revise self. So Cam asks, I've read elsewhere that there is no one to revise but self. What are your thoughts on this? I do have revision to the max, but I don't recall reading that there.
That's excellent, Cam, because I don't recall writing that there. See, here's the only thing you can revise. Somebody write this down. #reality.
You can only hashtag you can only revise reality.
You can
Is
only
that what we're
revise
saying?
reality, right? So here's the thing, right? And we get all sorts of different variations on this. Here's the one thing I notice, right? A lot of people just want to fucking sound clever, right? And so they combine shit that makes no sense to
I won't
me.
type that
right?
in. Yes.
Yeah, just want to sound fucking clever. And it's like radio. And here's what I mean by that.
Yes.
The only thing you can revise is reality. Consciousness is the only reality. You change how you are conscious of something. For example, I was born 2 pounds 4 ounces, welfare, cheese line, speeny girl,
Yeah.
trigonometry, right? Yeah, like all that shit. Catholic school.
Trigonometry.
Yeah, so
I
like,
think there's an O in there as well. Trigonometry. Or something like that. Yes. But I didn't go that much for that stuff.
You just made my day. Trigonometry.
Well, I don't know. Dad loved maths, so I
No,
actually...
there was an A in the middle of trigonometry.
Trigger. It's trigger.
Trigonometry.
Sounds like Tigger or something.
That's
but
right.
Anyway, yes.
Now here's what's fun. Somebody's going to get irritated because we're having way too
We
much
are
fun.
having too much
and they
fun.
could revise getting irritated. They could revise watching the show. They could revise to the point where they imagine watching The Simpsons instead. Here's the fun thing. Find something easy to revise. Most people go, right? Not most. Some people teach. Right. Find the hardest thing in your life and then find a way to revise that. Work at it. It'll take a long time because it's difficult. And I go, radio.
By the time you die, you'll probably be free of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I want to be free. Right? So I say, revise something easy. Right? Find something easy. If all that, if the trigonometry, if the Speedy Girl, if Tony Truitt, if all that stuff is on my mind yesterday and disturbing and distracting me,
That's what you revise.
yeah, I just revised yesterday. Like it's like radio. I mean, I didn't get shit done because I'm thinking about the Speedy Girl and trigonometry and legs. That's how I learned trigonometry. I made it all into girls' legs. It's just like triangles, right? It was just what does a teenage boy do, right? What does a 56-year-old man do? Anyway, so if all that distracted me from getting shit done yesterday, I just revised yesterday. I don't revise, let's put ugly girls in the trigonometry class. Let's revise the cheese line, turn it into a pizza line, turn it into a Tonga. Yeah, exactly. Right? So like all that stuff.
Grounded.
See, all that stuff, right? And I just go, right. Did it bother you yesterday? Yes. Revise yesterday. Be done with it. And here's the thing. If yesterday is still real to you to the point where it bothers you, revise yesterday. And revisiontothemax.com, seriously, that's a damn good little pack because here's the other thing. Here's the one thing that we made up and other people are duplicating now, right? Imitating and duplicating. You turn bad into good and good into great. If the only thing you're using revision for is
The crap.
is mopping up shit, you know, every time you see the mop, you're going to think shit.
Yeah.
Right? Not a fan. Like, I mean, I do all sorts of crazy things with mops and brooms.
Do you?
And with that,
What do you do with them? Because I've never seen you do normal things with them.
I want to be free.
Okay.
Let us continue. Triple D Jess,
Yeah.
yo. All right.
All right.
As in Jesse.
So that
Yo.
was for Cam.
Turn
Thanks very
great
much.
into extraordinary.
Yes,
Bombastic,
nice.
fantastic, elastic. See, if we do ever
See,
update...
Joe's bored with us now, so he's just calling everyone on board.
Yeah, he's just typing in names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for your question, Cam.
All right.
The next question is from Anonymous
I'm ominous.
on Facebook. Anonymous. Hope versus feel it real.
Oh, my God.
And Anonymous asks, sometimes I feel it's hard to do the law of assumption because you're clinging to a hope, but the 3D keeps showing the opposite. Maybe sometimes you just have to let go. What do you reckon?
All right, this is a great one. So everybody put on your NLP hat for a second because I'm going to teach some real advanced shit. This is called progressive dissociation, double dissociation, triple dissociation. There's, I think, 4 levels of dissociation here, which is
Quadruple
absolutely
would be the 4th.
fascinating to me,
Yes.
right? It's like making a movie of you, watching a movie of you, watching a movie of you, watching a movie of you, right? So we start out with, read this very slowly.
So sometimes I feel it's hard.
Sometimes I feel it's hard, right? There's associated. Bye-bye, right? This is where associated ends. Go ahead.
To do the law of assumption
Keep going.
because you're clinging to a hope.
Because you're clinging to a hope. So she's gone from,
There you
I find it
push.
hard because you're clinging on to a hope. And I don't suggest changing the words. I'm just noticing this is the experience. Continue, please.
But the 3D
But the 3D reality. So I'm finding it hard because you're clinging onto a hope.
And
the
the
3D
3D
reality.
yeah.
Right? This is priceless, by the way.
showing the opposite.
All right, so let me get this right. So if you're
Very
trying to imagine vanilla and you get chocolate,
Yeah.
or is it you're trying to imagine
Strawberry.
ice cream and you get yogurt? See, I get confused, but continue.
Maybe sometimes you just have to let go.
Yeah, sometimes I have to let go of what? The whole thing here. This is a really great post, and I bring this here because I need you to, first of all, write this again. Okay, not to the group, just to yourself, all in I language. Sometimes it's hard for me to do the law of assumption because I am clinging on to
Yeah,
hope.
really cool. I never
And
saw that when I first read this, but I totally get that.
yeah, you're
And I
married. You're married to
love
this.
that first one. Like you said, I feel it's hard because you're clinging to hope, the 3D. Like how it's like it's going
Yeah,
further
it's
and
a
further
movie.
away from you.
So there's a movie of you
Yes.
watching a movie. There's a movie of you watching a movie of you watching a movie of you watching a movie of you.
Very cool.
Right? This is a great way to play with numb. And numb always comes from nuts. Remember, things go nuts, like you're in the Humvee and something blows up. Then you walk around,
Humvee.
and then you walk around double dissociated all the time, like this, until you start having flashbacks because a helicopter goes over top. Right? It's just this extremist instead of just simply being there. Right? Now here's the cool thing. Ready? Let's change the direction for fun.
Yes.
By the way, this is almost what a live call with me is like. I notice how things process. I don't get caught in the world of this is the shit we talk about. But let's talk about the shit we talk about. Hope. So the big thing right in the middle of all this.
Yeah.
Okay, so the second thing I do, I notice process. The second I do is I notice the middle because the invisible is the invisible bit. It's all the time. Ready? Clinging to a hope.
Yeah.
Right? Now we all know what hope is. So if you had a cup of coffee and a piece of cat shit, we're going to call that doubt. Right? Hashtag doubt is cat shit. Now, it's real obvious if I say, hey, how much cat shit do you want in your coffee? And you go, I don't want cat shit. I don't want cat shit in my coffee. That's called doubt. And we go, righty-o.
It's not doubt. It is no. Slam the door.
Yeah, I don't want any doubt in my coffee. So righty-o. So we take doubt and we put icing and sprinkles on it so it looks pretty. We call it hope. I hope it's going to happen. I'm clinging on to hope. Right? Now, unless Hope's a girl, and I know Hope is a girl, she's a friend of mine, right? She's a keeper. She's got a lovely guy, and he's kept her. True that. Yo, Ryan. Anyway.
Is Hope here?
Not that
Call
I know
out
of.
Hope. Joe, she's got to watch this, yes.
No, this is a different Hope.
Oh, different Hope.
Yeah. So ready? So this whole thing. Well, yeah, Hope could watch this too. She's beautiful. So where was I? Oh yeah, Hope. So Hope is nothing more than doubt in disguise. You put some icing, some sprinkles on it, and then you go, "Hey, how much cat shit with icing and sprinkles do you want in your coffee?" Now, for me, that freaks me way the fuck out because cat shit in coffee. Okay, that's cat shit in coffee, but cat shit and sugar and sprinkles in coffee, that's even weirder to me.
All right, this has gone so off topic, I can't even keep up now.
But here's the cool thing. Ready?
Yeah.
You can't manifest the opposite. Anyone who's teaching you manifest the opposite, I find weird. Because things can backfire, you can struggle a lot, but in the end, it's not like I'm imagining salt, Mr. 20, salt. Right. So
that was Charles, by the way. Yes.
So how do you? Yeah. What's the opposite of salt? Some people say
I'm not falling for it this time because you did that on the show the other day with me.
What did I?
Yes.
Okay.
Like
what did you
the
say?
opposite of salt was pepper, and then
No, the
I
opposite of salt is sugar, right?
And then it was like,
no,
it's still not right.
It's still not
just
right.
Not salt is the opposite of salt.
Yeah,
But
unsalted,
anyway.
right? So you can get unsalted chips at the store. We call them crisps here. Why would you want to?
No, we call them chips.
Oh, but we call them crisps.
Do you?
You do.
No, I do from the UK.
Right.
There's some words I've learnt from the UK, and for some reason
now
they
they're
haven't got
not
out
the
of my
opposite
head.
of the words of Australia. They're just different.
Yeah.
Right? Now here's the cool thing. Ready? So I'm imagining up a black BMW, and an orange Volvo goes down the road. Does that mean I manifested the opposite? That just means an orange Volvo went down the road, right? And since I'm dissociated from an orange Volvo, I don't care. But stick around. We're going to explore this in some other ways. To anyone whose brain is not completely fried. Right?
Exactly.
Can you tell someone used to hang out at the bar with some man named Richard? Anyway.
I was waiting for Stella Jim to tell me you're right, Victoria. They are called crisps in the UK.
Stella Jim's probably in a trance now. All the shit I just tossed out. We got a whole bunch of people around the world drooling into a cup watching the show.
So that was from Anonymous. Thank you very much for your question.
Oh, right. By the way, here's the big thing. If you actually go through and you rewrite this post up and you use all I language, notice if it's awkward for you in any way. And I know one of the defenses is, well, English isn't my native language. Doesn't matter what you speak. The process throws through every time. So as you explore doing this all in first person, watch what shows up. right? Because that'll show you what you're really imagining. So if we were doing this live on a call, all sorts of cool shit would show up, and we'll just take care of you and it.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
All right.
The next question is from Amanda from Dream Driven Day.
Hoo-ha.
Dread Driven Marketing.
Oh my God.
And Amanda asks, so now I've created my beautiful books and journals that I'm very proud of. How do I get loads of sales? Selling like hotcakes is a phrase that came to mind, without spending hours on social media, etc. The creation process has been so much fun. The sales and marketing process fills me full of dread. How do I create a steady flow of easy money from these products? Thank you.
Awesome. Now here's the cool thing. Ready? I suggest not doing what you would dread doing. Right?
Definitely.
Definitely. Right? Like, the phone rings and it's a telemarketer. It's like, I would dread wasting the time. Right? So I don't bother.
Can't you get a telemarketer just commission basis or something like that? Because it's like...
Oh, when I telemarketed, I got commission.
Well, maybe that's what I mean. But what I'm saying is Amanda's obviously very creative and enjoys all the creation part of it. So I'm thinking just hire someone that's fantastic in their field.
Fantastic, bombastic,
in
elastic.
social media, and give them, like, I don't know, like you pay them, but it's like on a commission basis would be fabulous.
Yeah, there's so many ways to play. Like, I'm not a fan of paid advertising. Like, I've probably in my entire career spent $500, maybe $1,000. Let's round up on paid marketing advertising thing. Just not my thing. My one buddy loves it. I mean, that's all he does. He goes, I don't understand how you can spend so much time on Facebook. And I say, I love people. Right? He does. Right? He
likes data.
Yeah, he likes data. I like people. Right? So, like, for a data sorter to do what I do would probably drive him nuts. So, on the other hand, the cool thing is, if you move to the end, you're going to find your way of doing it.
Yeah, I know. I don't realize as I said that.
Well, you actually brought up some good stuff because there's so many ways. You may find an affiliate, you may find an employee, you may find somebody that's saying, look, I just need something I believe in the market. I know people that are into marketing that hate it because they don't believe in what they're marketing. And it's just one of them things, So it's like, here's the cool thing. When you move to the end, it's sort of like whenever we talk about special person manifesting. My big thing is like, radio, imagine up a rich and fulfilling life, right? And so Victoria imagines up this rich and fulfilling life called Victoria, or let's say it's just a half bad life, it's not too shitty, right? So she imagines up a life that's not too shitty, and along comes me.
Oh,
right?
listen to
Right?
That's feeding the ego again.
But anyway.
All right.
Radio.
You digress. Yes.
But I appear to digress. But she imagined up something lovely. And so let's just call that her circle. And I imagine up my circle. And at some point our circles overlap and we decide, you know what? We're going to have the circles play together. And here we are. And that's the cool thing. Because if you do what you love and you build what you want to build, somebody else that does the other things and is going, I just need someone that I believe in that I can market and work with and all that stuff or whatever. You'll find your way. That's what's cool. Me, I love talking at people.
He does.
I do.
Adam.
I love talking at people. At a boy.
Okay, cool.
Alrighty. And this is great because I really love that you're not settling for, let's add some dread into it. Right? That's another thing. Dread could be, catch it could be dread. Right? It's like, let's put some dread into it. Oh, dear. Don't do that. So.
Okay.
Next.
So thank you, Amanda, for your question.
Amanda. I remember when she started manifestingmasterycourse.com and she'd send me these updates. Like some people send them, some people don't, right? That's fine. But I remember just thinking, this here woman's going to do something.
This here woman.
And she did. And she keeps doing, right? And that to me is part of the joy of what we do because being a people sorter, like I just absolutely love when y'all send me updates and I can write back and all that shit. Because it's like I get to know you. I mean, it's one thing when people say, hey, 20, I'm a total stranger and I want to grow 4 inches. Can you imagine me taller? All right. I don't know who you are, but I will. I'll take a moment and imagine your success story, But at the same time, if I get to know you, it's a lot more fun. So anyway, let us go.
Okay. The next question's from Jessie in Dream Driven Day. Why can't I?
Why?
And Jessie asks, I thought I'd imagine people happy to support my writing and travels. My real desire is to be able to travel in luxury instead of sleeping in the open. Why can't I make this work my way? I feel like I've lost all the tribe except your groups, and I can't get into a state of anything but the suckfest of begging and stealing.
I love that you wrote this and that you want to put it on a show, because this is
Good on you.
this
Yeah.
is this really really it touches me. All right, and so let's dive in. At any time, anyone can fall into a shit state. Anytime, anyone. Right. So the first thing, if someone that you love falls into a shit state, don't judge them. Lift them. Right. At some point, they accept the blessing. Right. So let's dive into this. And here's what I noticed right off the bat. You got a middle going on, buddy. You got a middle going on. Ready? I thought I'd imagine people happy to support my writing and travels. To me, that sounds like a middle. Right? I imagine successful business because I just love business. That's my thing. Business
Yeah, I
for
get
me
that.
isn't a middle. Business is an end. So I thought I imagined people happy to support my writing and travels. Cool. And your next thing really nails this for me. My real desire is to be able to travel in luxury instead of sleeping in the open. Cool. So I'm going to suggest that you just go back to the basics here. And my sister is watching, and I want her to believe. Cool. All right. Excellent. Amina, welcome to you and your sister. So here's what's really cool. I need you to take something, and we're going to go right back to the basics here. Right? First, Joseph Goddard. Do those 5 to 10, 6 to 12 specific events of your day having gone your way. You know you're going to eat a meal. You're going to take a piss, right? And it can be this simple, because, like, if you're going to take a poop, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You're going to grab the spade like we did?
Yeah. Is it going to be a spade and leaves? Or, yeah. What's it going to be?
Yeah.
And here's the thing. You start imagining these specific events of your day having gone your way. You can imagine specific events of your day going differently. What's it like having, a $7 coffee, right? Instead of like sneaking an extra 7 coffees out of the 7-Eleven. You know what I mean? Like you can find these cool little areas where you can build the thrill back in, build the love back in, and then everything takes care of itself. And here's the cool thing. So I'd imagine people happy to support my writing and travels. It almost sounds like starving artist syndrome. On the other hand, I look at Q, and Q's doing some things. I want to share some of Q's story out there. He's written like 11 books or something like that. Like his story is just fucking incredible. And here's why I mention that. Maybe this whole thing with the journey you're on, maybe it's that you're writing a book afterwards that becomes a bestseller because of what you share and who you've become. Because this, people love that stuff. And so skip the middle, right? So I thought I imagined people happy to support my writing. Again, it sounds like a middle to me. It may not be. I don't know. Or the real desire is to travel in luxury. What would it be like having that luxury coffee?
Yeah, because
that
I'm
luxury
wondering
breakfast?
then, if the real desire is to be able to travel in luxury,
Totally.
is the desire actually got anything to do with writing then?
Yeah, exactly.
You haven't brought that in there.
Exactly. So you might be middle muddling around in there a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like I've lost all the tribe except for your groups, and I can't get into, So imagine Jesse's tribe. See, years ago, I still haven't done this yet because it's not a real desire, but somebody, I was in a little workshop and they were doing the whole thing like, so can you imagine being on the Oprah show? And I said, no. And I said, and it's like, why, you can't imagine that big? I said, no, I'm imagining Oprah on my fucking show. Right? There's the difference.
Nice.
And it's not a real desire, by the way, but it is my real attitude.
It's status. That's your Yes. Bringing it back to those happy chemicals as well for Jess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Jesse, boom. Love you, pal. Let's continue. I'll continue to not answer your question and other questions as well.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah.
So, good on you. Boom.
Cool.
All right.
All right. The next question is from Anne via email.
Sure. Did you skip one?
No, that was Jess.
Oh, okay. I didn't mean to make you wrong in public.
You didn't.
Okay.
I was right.
I got spanked in public. I got spanked in public.
Happy dance time. Well, actually, sorry, before I move on to Anne, did you want to talk about Amanda's question?
What?
Or whoever it was that about the hijab? Or not going there?
No.
Email, text you.
I tell you what, so I couldn't get your question, but I will mention this much. Always imagine what implies your wish is fulfilled. Now, I got to tell you something, right? So, if you get caught in imagining the wish or that the wish is a big deal, the wish will become a big deal. On the other hand, for the better part of a year, I needed to use a walking stick because my hip got really stiff when we were in in this lockdown bullshit thing, right?
Yeah.
And so I'd be using a walking stick to train my hip to do the right thing, right? And the fun thing is now I still use a stick once in a while, but I end up leaving them all over the place,
Forgets.
right?
Yes.
And it's really, really fun because when a walking stick was a big deal because my hip was so fucking stiff, right? My first thing is make sure I've got one beside me and another one nearby, right? That way I've got what I need. On the other hand, it's like, rightio, where the fuck did I leave it now? Right? Yeah, where's your hijab?
Yeah.
Right? I haven't seen it in years. Right? Back in the old days, I carried a gun for 2 decades. Right? So most days I carried 2. Right? Now, the cool thing is I always knew where there were at least 7. Right? It was the old days. I lived in the heroin capital of Pennsylvania. Right? So it was useful to know where there were firearms. Heroin.
Oh, right.
Yeah, heroin.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, there was probably a lot of harems there
capital,
too, right?
got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry.
But it's like it's funny because it's like I can't imagine knowing where a gun is.
No.
No interest, right? I managed to move as far away from that as possible. Like if you look at Fayette County in Australia and draw a line through the center of the earth, hot damn, it goes right through the center of the earth.
Yeah.
So, yeah, where was it? Where is it? I don't know. I've lost it. All right. Victoria,
Nice.
let us continue.
Okay. And the last question today is from Anne via email.
Are you sure?
He's trying to make me wrong again.
No. I'm just making sure that I thought I had one more after that.
Unless it wasn't bolded.
Oh, no, it is. Okay, yeah, it's 2 emails and 1 question.
Oh, so you're partially right?
I'm
partially wrong. Is that what you mean?
Well, you see, we play cards at night, right? And we play cards. The whole idea is to get more than 13 tricks, whatever that means,
Yes.
right? And the nice thing is, like sometimes I win, like I got 14 or more tricks.
Who taught him?
Sometimes it's what most people would call a tie, which means I didn't lose. It's just like I won one and didn't lose the other, right?
People don't get it. All right, sorry.
Anyway.
We're up to the last question, and via email. But there's 2 questions in one. I remember you saying that.
Yes, 2
But
emails
we're
in 1.
titling it Urgent Help Needed.
All right.
I see. So email 1, Anne says, do you have a product, ... Do you have a product that would help my daughter, age 21, choose a fulfilling career? She feels very lost at the moment, and I feel that her making a decision from that state could lead to an undesirable outcome for her.
Alrighty, let's talk about free will real quick because I don't have a choice in what I say, ever, right? Yeah, I just say the mouth moves and I am continuously amazed and fascinated.
What comes out of it?
Whatever comes out, I have no idea what's coming up, right?
Yes.
Which is cool. So Neville Goddard says, right, all that you do and all that befalls you comes from your state. You get to pick your state. After that, free will ends. Now, you could pick the state of carefully editing everything that you say and making sure that you don't leave anything out and keep everything in. And it'll take 20 fucking minutes to order a grilled cheese sandwich.
Yes.
Right? By the way, I know people like this. Right? I've already eaten my meal, gone home, and I'm in my undies watching TV, and they're still reading the menu. Right? You're asking questions like, what kind of paper was it printed on? Does it matter? Right? No. So here's the cool thing. Ready? She feels very lost at the moment, so on and so forth. you're lost in the details of the problem. Now, my suggestion was manifestingmasterycourse.com, right? 90-day adventure, $97, all that stuff, 15 minutes away, make this your total way of life, so on and so forth.
Yep.
This is important because, hey, yeah, do you have a product that would help my daughter choose a fulfilling career? I just want her to understand what her actual choices are. Whenever you surrender to a state, like she surrendered to the state of being an accountant, hot diggity dog diggity, right? Yeah, she got how many decades worth of? Yeah, she surrendered to that and got decades worth of fun.
Yeah, 30.
Right? Yeah,
Not decades, not 30, 3 decades.
yeah, 3 decades of fun,
Yes.
right? So, but she surrendered to a wish, and the weirdest things happened that made that possible, as you all know. So, and of course, my thing is, right, learn where you have free will and how to use it most effectively. Manifestingmasterycourse.com. Let's go to email number 2. This is good.
Well, just one thing. I remember a quote from Neville. I'm trying to remember it now from 2 weeks ago. No, I don't remember it.
All right.
So really, but it was about an abundant and fulfilling life, or something like that.
Right.
Was to do with the quote, and I loved that. I remember saying on the show how that was my strawberry bit, because just to have that feeling, yeah. And I think he was saying life, but I ended up whatever it could be.
Yeah, whatever it is, totally. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, sorry. So then email number 2.
I don't think you're sorry. I don't think you're sorry enough.
Okay.
All right.
And says, so the problem is, and says, I guess you're suggesting manifestingmasterycourse.com because it is foundational. The problem is, she just told me this morning that tomorrow she's going to go get information on enlisting in the US military.
Coolio.
You probably know what that means for her mandatory CJAB and possible deployment to a war zone. There's just no time for MM before she decides. It's just too urgent and important for her to make such a decision from the state she desires to be in. Right now, I believe she's living from the state of needing whatever the military can offer her in order to become who she desires to be, and accepting or settling for the dangers involved. Maybe because it is this urgent, I need to do the imagining for her after all. Thanks very much in advance.
Alrighty, so this goes right back to Triple D Tony Doyle has entered the building.
Now.
So this is what's really cool, guys. It's all about you, right? So my suggestion at this point is imagine she's happy. Imagine that you're happy, that she's happy. Start with this quote-unquote vague bigness, because I think that's the actual desire. What do you want? You want your daughter to be happy, right? This is where I start with her every day. I wake up and I go, what's the most difficult thing that I can imagine? Victoria happy. Right? What's the second most difficult thing that I can imagine? Me happy. That she's happy.
Yeah.
Right? And this is so much fun, because if you can start there, because let's be honest, right? I have zero interest in controlling her. She's going to do what she's going to do, right? I swear to God, right? Look at her, right? She's going to do what she's going to do.
Yeah.
Do I have preferences? I like fish on Fridays. I mean, who the hell doesn't? I was raised Catholic, right? Trigonometry, right? The certain things just are wired in together, right? But on the other hand, what do I really want? I just want her to be happy. That's all. I just want her to be happy. She's hooking up with her sister this weekend. They're going to be cutting things, pruning things, right? And they're going to eat banana cake.
Yes, I'm going to make that.
Now look at this. Ready? Guess who doesn't eat banana cake? Right? I don't eat it. Right?
It's great.
Right? I got sick on bananas as a kid. Right? So I'm not a fan of banana cake generally. Right? On the other hand, they're going to go prune things and chick chat. Right? Oh, good for them.
Banana cake.
Right? I'm happy they are. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm happy. She's happy. And I told her, I says, I'm really happy you're going over to see your sister for some happy. Right? That's just fun to me. So here's the whole thing, right? You may or may not want your daughter to go to the Army. She may or may not want to go to the Army. But if you just imagine her happy, right? Just start with this vagueness, and you're happy that she's happy. Notice if there's a temptation to go, well, I'm imagining her happy in the Army while I'm terrified for the next 4 years. Notice if you're adding in that. Don't add in stuff like that.
Yeah, because it's almost like, and I bet you'd love to do manifesting mastery with her, because I just noticed in your second email, um, the second email, how it was like, then you made it mean that she might go to a war zone. Do you know what I mean? It's
Isn't this
suddenly
great?
all these things, and it's like, it doesn't mean that. It could just mean, who knows? She's doing an office job and absolutely loves it. I don't know.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so, and it would be lovely if you did it with her, I reckon. Even, there is no urgency. Whatever she chooses will be, yeah, will be.
The other thing I notice, like with this whole manifesting thing,
Yeah.
it's let's be honest. As human beings, often we put off making a change until shit happens or is about to happen, right? Notice if this is a pattern anywhere else in your life, because I suspect this ain't the first time it's been crisis mode. And if you start to play with this whole thing of like radio, like I go to the pool and I stretch every day, and like I talk with everyone, and I'm talking to one fellow. I says, "Look, you're complaining about your legs. I notice your feet, or you move your feet like they're blocks. Start stretching those fuckers. Take a tennis ball, put it under your foot, and just for 1 minute roll your foot on that tennis ball every day. Right? 3 months later, still not doing it. 3 months later, walking worse. And it's like radio. What's it gonna fucking take? Right? You're going to have to fall, get them amputated, get some surgery. Well, I don't see what using a tennis ball for a minute under each foot will do. Well, let's play a game called Invest.
Try it.
Invest 2 minutes a day.
Yeah.
How many minutes are in a day? So there's 60 in an hour, 24 hours in a day, 24 times 6 divided by 2. That's a lot of minutes. Right? And it's a tiny slice of the pie. And it's just like the Joseph Goddard thing, right? Start nailing this stuff. Do a course, take a training. It's sort of like, could you imagine having to learn how to type the day you get a job as a typist? That's called pressure. That's called, I don't understand why this keeps happening to me, right? It's like, I'm going to put gas in the car after it runs out of gas. It's like, well, you're going to have to take a walk then. On the other hand, when my thing gets down to about a quarter, I stop and I buy donuts. And she likes it. Yes. I swear to God, she siphons petrol out of my car just so I can stop and buy donuts more often.
But hang on, you bought some for my birthday cake.
True.
But before that, it was probably the previous birthday. I don't actually.
Yeah, well, I don't get petrol often. I only drive 3Ks a day. So.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So, meanwhile, Victoria.
All right. So, meanwhile, thank you, Anne, for your email.
That was good fun.
And it was good fun. And tell us, everyone here,
what
was your hashtag strawberry bear?
That is the rightness. Everyone said at Champerville, except for
mine
Victoria.
Actually is, because I've noticed that for myself as well. Just how gold manifesting mastery course is, and how, just that very first lesson, how I keep going back to that. Do you know what I mean? Years on from when we made
absolutely.
it. And it's just like, yeah, brilliant. What am I making this mean?
When I make shit up, I make good shit up. I'm not a fan of making up mediocre shit. So when we made up manifesting mastery, yeah, the whole idea, seriously, right? The first lesson in Triple D, the first lesson in the Prosperity Pack, which is before the first lesson, but the first lessons are absolutely. I spend hours trying to figure it out. Now I sit there and I notice this is what I fucking wrote. God damn, it's genius, right?
Yeah.
That first lesson, like you said, adding meaning in.
Yeah.
That's how she's going to the military. You know what?
Yeah.
I moved to Australia. That could have meant a lot of things.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So that was my hashtag strawberry bit. What about you?
Boom. I think the big thing today, it's really like the pattern into the pattern, is that whole thing about that dissociated, like making a movie of you watching a movie, of you watching a movie, of you watching a movie. Yeah, it's and the other side of the coin, like, hey, if she chooses to go to the army and get a jab and go to a war zone or work in an office, totally up to her and what she's imagining. Neville's son went to Guadalcanal, right? He imagined, he fell in love with, something, and suddenly that's where he ended up, But here's the big thing: if you just really Yeah, you're making her problem your problem. And there's no power in problems. The power is in what you desire. Do you desire for you to be happy, that she's happy? There you go.
Mm.
I think that's mine, because it just goes right back into what are you making other people's behavior mean versus radio. What do I want? I just want her to be happy. I just want her to be happy. And that's why she's having feel awful for lunch.
Yeah.
Yay. Because it'll make her feel better.
It will.
Feel awful makes her feel better. What does it mean by that? All
So
right.
that was our hashtag storyboard bits. While you type in yours, go to easymanifestingmethods.com.
Ooga, 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 shaga.
Hello, Valerie.
Oh.
Join our 90-day adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
That's right. Go there, do that. Or wait another couple months until there's a crisis. Then there won't be any time. What could it possibly do? By the way, lesson 1, here's the big deal. Ready? Yeah, I'll run with your thing. She might not have time to do all 90 days. What if day 1 was all she needed? Right, you could ask for your money back because I'm cheap. Right. By the way, the rest of the 90 days, for those of you who have done it more than once, some of y'all is catching on. Day 1 is the course. The next 89 days are exploring day 1.
Yep.
Oh, sneaky bugger.
Yeah. And for refunds, hello Zara. Sorry, we're leaving now. For refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
Go there now. Do it.